It will have taken me far, far longer than I'd hoped for me to get back behind the wheel of one of these. As you can clearly see in the caption below, this is a Lucid Air, in fact a 2025 Lucid Air Touring. It was 2 years and a month ago, almost exactly, that I first got to test drive this car. And if you've seen the video or the review on Motor Illustrated, thank you very much. But suffice it to say that some 35 some odd centimeters of snow had fallen the night before, and the test drive lasted about 14 minutes. So I got to experience nothing except for the desire for more. And it's been now about almost 5 days since I picked up this gorgeous Zenith Red Lucid Air Touring, and I have no regrets. In fact, the only regret is that it took so long for me to get back behind the wheel. Look, what I'm gonna do is what I often do, and it's essentially tell you now, if you are in the market for a large mid-size premium electric sedan, this is it. There are alternatives, okay, but not this good, not this put together. Mercedes-Benz EQS, no, not even remotely close. Tesla Model S, did I say more? Tesla. Even and despite my affinity for the brand, the Porsche Taycan, I love it, but Audi RS, e-tron, no. Compared to how well this is put together, how well it drives, the technology, the styling, the engineering, the performance, the comfort, all the others basically come in second. And then pile on top of that value, especially when it comes to this exact trim. I will say that what surprises the most with the Lucid Air, with Lucid as a startup company, is how in the execution, in the engineering, in everything that this car is, how can I put this? No legacy automaker that builds and sells EVs today are better than this. Some are almost equal, but none are better. This is high praise indeed. In fact, I will go so far as to say that the Lucid Gravity, their 5 to 7 seater mid-size all-electric SUV, if it drives as well as this and is as comfortable and well put together, anyway, there's no 6-seater version available, so I won't go there right now. But yeah, that's it. So if you want a Lucid Air, just go and lease one. Lease one. Absolutely lease one. But if you want to find out a little bit more, we'll walk around the car and the inside and the outside, and then we're going to go for a drive. Then I invite you, if you want to find out more, of course, to stick around for a few more minutes, please, and thank you. Alrighty then, so let's jump right into pricing. The base Pure in the US starts at $69,900. That's a rear-wheel drive single motor, and then at the very other end of the spectrum, the Sapphire is a solid $249,000. In Canada, very different as always. So the base rear-wheel drive Pure is $94,500 as we walk around. It's rear-wheel drive, so not all-wheel drive for that. You get up to 676 kilometers of range. It's a 430 horsepower layout, single motor, not bad. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 4.7 seconds. You also get 19-inch wheels, navigation, power, heated front seats, 34 inches of display. I'll show all that to you in a few moments. Leather alternative, so full leather interior, adaptive dampers, and a 12.5-inch lower display. I'll show all that to you in a few moments, but that's all included for your $94,500. At the other end of this, how you doing? Nice to see you too. At the other end of the spectrum, there's the Sapphire, as I mentioned, and it is a colossal $325,000. Yeah, but you know, it's a 1,234 horsepower and 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in about 2 seconds. But the interesting one is this, the Touring, because at $107,000 to start, you get all the equipment in the Pure, plus a second motor and a larger 92 kilowatt hour battery over the 84 kilowatt hour battery. So that, just for the, I can't math, about $14,000 difference, $12,000 difference, Very, very well worth it. I'll give you the actual power numbers in a few minutes when we get behind the wheel. My tester, as I said, Zenith Red. It's got a different actual leather interior. It's got the comfort convenience package, which gives you soft closed doors, and a few other options for, as it sits right there, $122,000. Now, just for a second, consider base model S is $114,900. Okay, so 660 kilometers of range, a little bit quicker, 0 to 100 kilometers an hour. But it's not as nice as this inside or outside. In my opinion, the Taycan 4S starts at $135,000 with less power, less range. Yeah, so I guess what we can do is start touring. Let's start with what I love, the California Bear. I don't know. Styling is always a very personal thing. I get it. I understand. On this model, by the way, it's supposed to have 20-inch wheels, but it's got a winter wheel and tire setup. So it's perfect for winter, but that's the only thing I would change on this car. I love everything about the details and the trim. Very, no. I don't know, it's just very cool. And you want to speak of cool, the way the rear trunk opens up. Are you ready for this? Look at the size of the opening. It cuts right into the rear quarter panels. It kind of half reminds me of the BMW iX, the way, but anyway. So 627 liters of boot space. By the way, this thing is just shy of 5 meters across, and the wheelbase is just shy of 3 meters across. But it's the way the interior space is used. It's just impressive. There's a pass-through, as you can see. But there's a serious amount of space under here. Volume, I mean, it's deep. This is a huge snow brush, and it actually fits very well under there. So 627 liters. There's actually a frunk too, which is huge. Let's see if I can do it quickly, if I can remember how to access it quickly, because I haven't actually. There we go. Open. There we go. Yes, and it opens up on its own. How beautiful is that? So this is about, I think it's 110 liters of space, and this too has a lot of space, and little parcel shelf in there. It's really, really wild. It's crazy. You can close it right here with the button, clamshell style. It's really amazing. So the interior space, as I said, the wheelbase is really long, but look at the amount of space back here. It's enormous. It's also with the options I have, the power shades. It's very nice. The combination leather and exterior color, it's so classic, so rich, so premium. The woods, the plastics, everything is gorgeous the way it just comes together. Different textures, surfaces. Yes, I'm gushing. You have your little display screen here for your HVAC control, because standard is a tri-zone climate control. And yeah, you'll see this. Well, actually, you can see it here. See, the rear seats are a different color. The front surface to the front surface of the seats. I love that detail. It's just extraordinary. And without anything here, you could actually squeeze another human in the middle of the two baby seats, because there's so much legroom. It's beautiful. It's just uncannily beautiful. And it's simple. It's got the best of the Swedes. It's got the best, the Tesla, the screens, the displays. The Swedes, like I said, like the cross stitching and the colors and the textures. I don't know, it's German. Yes, I'm in love. All right, fine, I'm in love. No actual key or start button. It starts up as soon as you get into it. This is your 34-inch display. So as you can see here, the front, which for a second I forgot what it was, door locks. That's for your power operated charge port. I won't show it to you, but it just is. The panel drops down. You think it's going to hit the door, but it doesn't. So this is one of the weird ones. Your wipers are here. You got to get used to it, but it's kind of part of the experience. HVAC shortcuts, your headlights. So speedo display. This may be the only semi-disappointment, because what you actually have here, the display screen, I couldn't find the actual size, but it looks no bigger than 8, maybe 9 inches. But it's floating, and you can easily just hold it while you're touching the screen to access and navigate. This is always difficult through the phone. So you get a shortcut for temperature controls. This is your volume, and this is No, what is that? That's a display. I really like that. The noise is a little bit weird, but this is your central nervous system. This is where you get all the info. Now, what I've discovered navigating the two screens is that, and this is specific, I guess, to wireless Apple CarPlay control. Sometimes using some controls here would interfere with what's shown here on the screen, and vice versa. Cabled, as I always do, I did not have that problem. But Apple CarPlay has been a little bit iffy in general for the entire week. But otherwise, what I want to show you quickly is that this is your main drive mode. So this is your smooth, and then you can switch your regen braking off. I like having regen braking, so standard is your best mode. It's actually really, really well calibrated. High is barely higher as far as I can tell. So Swift, and then sprint, I'll tell you how sprinty. So your trunks, your door locks. This is for your steering wheel adjustments. Yeah, so your mirrors, the brightness of the display, the glove box. I don't know, I guess that's a one-time trick piece, but look at the material, how it is. It's just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff. The dashboard again. What else do I want to show you here? So your HVAC and your seats, your steering wheel. The only longer things to work out are if you go into the main settings, not Dream Drive, sorry, vehicle, then you can go here and then you can actually individually, separately turn it on and off without going through the drive modes. I'm talking about the regen braking, stop mode, hold and roll. Depends on what you prefer. And usually you do this just once, not a number of times. Creep. It's all really cool. I would like, however, maybe quicker and more direct access to regen braking like most of the Koreans do. But I think once you settle into standard, it's so intuitive. And as I said, so perfectly calibrated. It's really not an issue. Vacation. I don't know what else to show you. There's a lot going on. And that's always a nice other party trick. I love that. So that makes storage good, storage good, storage good, storage okay. Visibility is actually not that bad. The pillar looks huge from over there, but when you come down here, it's still huge. It's close to the head, but the way they have it set up is the visibility is actually quite good because the mirrors are not that thick. I love the steering wheel, the fit, the grip, the feel. I am in absolute love with this car, and it gets better when we get on the road. So we're gonna do that now. Just before I go on, I made a slight mistake. It's 283.4 liters. I had to double check because I wasn't sure as far as the frunk is concerned. There, I fixed that. Now, dual motor setup. In this car, and it's really, really strange, right? I said it's $107,000 to start. With the 92 kilowatt hour battery, the system output is of 620 horsepower. Okay, so that's half. That's half what the Sapphire does. That's fine. But 620 horsepower, and this is a 5,000-pound car, which is fine. But the numbers are colossal. 0 to 100 kilometer an hour sprint is rated at 3.6 seconds. Now, just a week and change ago, I was behind the wheel of a as-tested $140-something thousand BMW M5 with 715 horsepower. And it's an M5, right? As I called it, the GOAT. 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 3.5 seconds. This is the mid-trim Lucid Air. These times we are living in are pretty epic. That's wow. Okay, so enough of that. Well, no, actually no, because with the larger extended range battery, this offers an NRCan rated 653 kilometers of range, capable of up to 250 kilowatt charging, which fast charging is good. I picked it up and it was at like 96% the battery, and I had about 640 and change kilometers of range. I have been driving the out of it. No, I'm exaggerating. I'm just doing this for whatever, for no reason. But I've been enjoying the power, and I still have 286 kilometers, and I've traveled About 300 kilometers. Yes, less snow, semi-mildish temperatures, but there was nothing mildish about the drive. Yeah, about the driving, I should say. Um, Adaptive dampers are standardized. If I was to make another complaint, I would maybe like to set them up individually, but realistically, the tune, like the regen braking in standard, is almost perfect. And it surprises me because it's a California car that actually handles our destroyed, bombed roads in the greater Montreal area with incredible comfort and poise. Steering is fine, brakes are great. Um, what I love, another thing I love about the car is that it is big, it is incredibly powerful, but it doesn't feel like like it's difficult to manage. It's really easy to control. It's agile. It's light on its toes to a certain extent, of course. It's fun for a large, heavy, premium sedan. It is a really nice touch. And let's not forget, this thing is insanely aerodynamic, which explains in part why it's so efficient and the range is so long. 0.197, I think, the coefficient of drag. So it's actually really quiet in here. This has an optional 21 speaker audio system, which I've turned on only when the kids are in the car. So far, me alone, nothing. But it's quiet, it's comfortable, it's sporty, it's fun. I'll go so far as to say, not that I don't want to drive a Sapphire or even a Grand Touring, but this is such a perfect sweet spot with a few options for 120 grand as tested. What an epic automobile. What a spectacular achievement. The software for the CarPlay and a few other things, easy peasy, I'm sure. Some over-the-air update eventually will probably address these little bugs, but beyond that, comfortable supportive seats, wonderful drive, incredible styling, bonkers range, insane levels of power. Bravo. Like hats off, Lucid. Bravo. I love to criticize, but when praise is required and deserved, I will happily give it out. And this is this may be one of my favorite cars of the year, and we're only in March. Anyhow, that's it. I'm done.